Welcome to Beyond the Brink, a podcast where we share inspiring stories of how to go beyond with your host, Marianne Brink. Shanna Alva Garnett is an amazing mother and a creative graphic designer who has always been full of life, energetic, the life of the party, and a lot of fun. She realized, however, that her exterior body could not always keep up with her interior spirit. So she decided to make some major changes. She lost over 40 kilograms in order for her outside to match her inside, as she calls it. Listen as she tells a story of going beyond the brink of her own capabilities and limits. Hi, Shanna. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, and you?
Good. And I know we were catching up quickly and we were talking about you living at the coast now and me being so jealous, of your nice beach life, because last time I saw you, you were still here in Joburg, designing my logo, which I will share nicely with this video so that people can see your talent.
Shameless plug, self-promotion.
Yes,
Great.
yes, exactly. We've got to do it, and people normally just watch for the first few seconds and then they're like lose interest. So at least we got that in there. Like, okay, if I need something to be designed, at least I can get it from Shanna if I don't listen to the whole story.
Lovely. Hopefully my story will be very entertaining and engrossing and people will make it to the end.
I think it will. I don't think I would have asked you to talk to me if it wasn't going to be interesting enough.
Well, at least I piqued your interest, so we'll see.
Yes, you have, yeah. And I gathered you and I said, Shanna, can you please share your journey of, I don't know, how would I put it, becoming half the person you were? Is that what I put it? Or was it like a third of the person you were? I don't know.
I don't know. Math has never been my strong point, so.
Well, creativity definitely is. I think we can see it there with your background and your unicorn and the nails and the rings and everything going on there. Definitely graphic designer there. So if anybody wants her number or details, you can get it from me. She will definitely hook you up with the design. Creativity there. And I remember you did our first logo when Duan, my husband, wanted to do his own thing at one point, and that is where we started. Yes, Simply XL. And I remember, how you looked then, right? And then I kind of contacted you again. You were a fuller person. There was more of you. Yes. And then I contacted you again after that. I haven't seen you since, that logo. And then I said, okay, I need one for my life coaching business. And then I saw you again. I was like, what happened? And you were so much smaller. I didn't even almost recognize you. We had to meet at Tasha's and I was like, it cannot be you. Wow.
Luckily, I arrived after you.
Luckily, I would have walked straight past you. I would have. And when I got to know you, initially at the beginning of our journey, kind of, meeting each other with mutual friends, at one point with the film industry and that, I remember you were quite the party animal, right? As well.
Yes. I'm still the life of the party. No,
but minus the alcohol. No, that much maths you did.
Yeah. I do. I have started drinking on occasion again, but for the most part, for my weight loss journey, I did cut out alcohol because it is a very high calorie substance. I mean, like even the low calorie versions are high calorie, so it's very easy to drink with calories. So I did cut out alcohol, and then also alcohol lowers your inhibition. So it's much easier to stop at the Wimpy and buy that double Wimpy burger with bacon and avo like guacamole at 4 a.m. when you had your party evening. and it's much harder to get up than go to the gym.
Exactly. You don't feel like it.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, wow. So when I thought of you and this story, I thought, okay, how would we narrow it down? On purpose, I didn't ask you. I was like, I'm going to put you on the spot. If you had to answer and say, I went beyond the brink of, how would you answer that?
What I thought I could do.
Ah.
Yeah. So I went beyond the brink of what I thought I was capable of doing. So I didn't think that I could change from being one thing into being something else. You know what I mean? Like, you have all these limiting beliefs that go around the story of who you tell yourself you are. So for me, my narrative was that I was artistic and creative, and I liked socializing, partying, that kind of thing. So that is, like, I suppose the exact opposite of being a gym bunny. You know what I mean? So I couldn't see how I would integrate those two things. But yeah,
sure,
you can.
And what would you say? Yeah. Well, you showed us. Every time I see her on Facebook, I'm like, what is she losing more? Like, what is happening? So every time you post these arty photos, because now obviously you also have this husband that is great with photos. So I mean, you are so lucky that you can just capture it.
Photos with his tripod, okay? Because he's like, I don't have to have that. I don't know if you even put your arms. What are you talking about? I can't. What? Because I'm like, where's my face? What must I do with my face? It's like, I don't know, it's your face.
Just hold it. Be you.
So a lot of that is self-portraits.
Oh, wow, it's working. It's working. Either you've got the right equipment or you just look like that, because I haven't seen you for so long. But every time on Facebook, I see another photo that you just like pop up there on Instagram. And I'm like, what? What is happening? So, yeah, you're looking great. So it's so nice to see that you went on that journey and that you're still on it, because a lot of people sometimes get that wake-up call. They lose the weight, they get a healthier lifestyle, and then somehow, it fades away or it phases out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's quite something to maintain. You have to really do a lifestyle change, But then what would you say was your on the brink moment? Because there's normally a moment, isn't there, where you say, this is enough now. Like, I've had enough. Have you had those, or would you say it was a process?
Yes. No, okay. So I have had those moments. I've had more than one, because in my experience, this is not I think most people make the mistake of thinking that they're going to get there, but there's no there.
Yeah.
There's just life, So if you want to live your life as someone in a smaller body, some people don't, but like, if you would like to make that decision for yourself, you have to make the choices that lead to that. Yeah. There's no magic pill. There's no 12-week program that will give you that body. You have to wake up every morning and work for it. Just like you have to wake up every morning and work on your career or your marriage or raising your kids. You don't just have a kid and then it raises itself.
Yeah, exactly. You know that now, hey? Because other than not being a party animal anymore, you're a mother.
Yes.
So
and I'm no longer
you have to quickly mature.
Yes. The thing is, for me, I think that one of the biggest moments where I was like, sure, I need to change was I did the 48-hour film festival with Maureen.
Yes.
And I was doing art departments. Okay. And, there's a lot of running around and whatever. And I had this moment where, it was extraordinarily enjoyable. And I loved every moment of it, but I couldn't keep up.
Oh, wow.
And there was a moment where I had to go and sit down and hide away, because everyone's looking at you.
Body animal Shanna, where is she?
And you know, like the inside of my legs were chafed and I was exhausted and my whole body ached. And I was like, this is ridiculous. You know, like, why have I let myself become this, you know? Because like at my heaviest, I weighed 121 kilograms.
What?
Yeah. So
and now you weigh, sorry, let's put it out there. How much do you weigh now?
74.
Wow, that's a big loss, eh?
Yeah. And like, I mean, I'm not as light as some people would think I should be.
Yeah, but like, you're taller as well. I remember you're quite taller than me.
Yeah. No, I'm 5'7", and the thing is also I've got what do they call it? The ectomorph fold, where you got more muscle in your frame, bigger bones, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
So I carry a lot more weight naturally. So even when I was like 120 kgs, people didn't think I was 100.
Yeah, it's not like you look bad, I must say. Like, I mean, that's how we knew you, and you were still gorgeous to me, you know. But now seeing the difference, and
people would still tell me I'm pretty and like whatever, and like, you know, the relationship I was in with Marin, he was like fine with it, he didn't care, you know, and like, but I cared. And like, I came to the realization that I couldn't have the type of life that I wanted to have if I kept the weight on.
Wow.
Like I couldn't do the photography jobs properly. There was no way that I would be able to have a kid and keep up with the kid, you know.
Now you know.
Now I know, like, even if skinny, you still don't keep up with kid, but like, it's way better. I don't know how like really big people have multiple kids. I would not be able to. Yeah. She's just like side-eyeing me from the bench.
I did this for you.
She's like, oh. But yeah, so that was one of my first wake up moments, you know. And then I said to my dad, you know, I like need to lose weight, and he very kindly gifted me, like, one of the best gifts I ever got, I think, was personal training with his very good friend Jean.
Oh, nice.
From Pro Physique in Primrose.
Yeah.
And Jean, I owe Jean a lot. He really did help me through a very shitty phase of my life.
Wow.
And like he gave me a lot of like belief in myself. He like showed me that I could do more than I thought I could do, you know.
Do you think that was an important part of your journey? Do you think you would have done it yourself just as well as with a personal trainer, or was that a very big part of getting you there or getting you started, or, you know?
For me, it was a very, very big part because I, in the beginning of my journey, I knew nothing. I really knew nothing about food.
You know, like I stuffed my face after a few drinks,
but I didn't. You know, I really had no clue, and so I didn't really like adjust my diet, but like the physical aspect of it, the lifting weights, because Jean is a bodybuilder. So he had never really trained an obese woman before. He only trained.
Wow. So that was a challenge for him.
Yeah, he did it for my father.
Oh wow.
So yeah, now he has branched out more into like training anybody, because it was, you know, but like I found my strength, my physical strength, because like I've always thought of myself as a very strong person inside, and weightlifting gave me a route for my outside to match my inside.
I like that.
You know what I mean? Because I've always like had that sort of like bombastic Viking sort of personality.
No.
So now I can also pick up heavy things and smack people with them. No, I'm kidding. But you know what I mean? So it's like a case of, so that's how I fell in love with that process.
Yes.
You know, and like the process of like, I couldn't pick up this before and now I can. It's like a nice measurable, you know, where I feel like a lot of people miss out on that at the gym. And like Jean had a really nice way of showing that to you. You know what I mean? So he good personality match. So yes, I think it was a very important part of my journey. I don't think that it will work for everyone. I think it has to be, and if you are going to get yourself a personal trainer, find someone that's of your tribe. Don't just pick whoever at the gym. Especially if they intimidate you. I don't think that's like people do this thing where they go find the hottest, like best looking, most intimidating chick at the gym to train them, or guy, or whatever it may be. And then they're like literally terrified of them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because they're so intimidated by them. Yes. And then they're like doing this stuff and they're like, they're judging me. You know what I mean? And like, that's not going to work.
No.
For you. You know, you have to find someone where you can like collapse and cry and whatever. And they're going to be like, okay, come, you can get up. Good. You know? So yes, people think like this like person's going to inspire them to be better, but at the end of the day, you can't have someone that inspires you so much that they terrify you.
Yeah, exactly. It's got to be this nice relationship, you know, like a comfortable relationship, I would say. Yeah. And then if you look at your journey that you've now walked, you know, with the whole weight loss, because I mean, it's not just been weight loss, it's been like getting your food under control, your healthy eating habits, your alcohol that you let go of, and those kind of things. What would you say was your biggest lessons you learned from this? Because it's been now a journey of how long already? When did this start, the process of you?
The process of this started long. I would say 2012, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. So no, I've been on this journey for a very long time. I mean, like I lost the weight within that time. Then I got pregnant. Then in the first year of my daughters with Olivia.
Yes, she's just making sure it's not someone else, it's me.
And I kept the weight off during the pregnancy and like shortly after the pregnancy, but in Olivia's first year, I went all the way back up to 94.
Oh wow, you know, that's a challenge, eh?
Yeah, no, and I think that's something that a lot of people don't talk about is like motherhood is challenging.
Yeah.
You know, it's and fitting everything in is challenging because I also own my own businesses and you know, working for yourself, if you don't work, you don't eat.
Yeah, true. Which helps for weight loss, so, you know, you buy less junk. But well, junk is cheaper, so
starvation versus like healthy eating, you know, two very different things. So, you know, and also you don't want to, you know, you have to, so the thing is you have to like manage a lot of stuff. And like, I think that people underestimate how much, and they usually as women, we tend to put ourselves on the back burner and look after everything else first. True. So I found that was a big part of my journey. It was learning that it is a journey. I think that is probably actually the most important piece of information for anybody that decides to embark on this is that there is no end. You don't lose the weight and then you're there forever. Magically, you know, the thing is that you learn the things, you implement the things, and then you implement them again and again and again and again, you know, until you find yourself doing it automatically, like brushing your teeth. So
do you think that it was easy to get back kind of into that lifestyle now when you've gained that after Olivia, right? Was it easy for you again to get back into a healthy lifestyle, lose that weight, get that kind of lifestyle back again of training and finding time to train? Or was that quite something?
Difficult.
You know?
No, I would say for me it wasn't as easy as I would have liked. Also, my body, like I mentioned before, I'm not a naturally small person, so my body fights me as well, you know what I mean? Like it's like, nah, we fine, we won't be Eskimo, we're gonna like save all this fat for like the apocalypse or something. I don't know. But like, it's like, no, we're going to stay here. And then I have to work really hard. And sometimes it's very distracting because you find yourself being surrounded by people that are like-minded.
Yes.
And then their journey goes like this, and yours is like, and yours is like, yay!
Exactly.
So for me, that was a big mental struggle to like accept that my journey is my own and my results are my own. And so that you just have to do the work. You know, there's no quick fix.
No.
Like learning that is like the most important part of it for me.
Yeah.
Is that you can't wish to be thin. You have to work to it. You can't wish to be successful. You have to work for it. You know, those that kind of thing.
Yeah. And through these processes of having to get back into a healthy lifestyle again, and even through the entire journey of 2012 to now, what would you say were the things that you hung on to or that got you through that? You know, because it is easy to then go, no, but I'm comfortable. What's that?
My whys.
Your whys was strong enough. Is that it?
Yeah. No, so like I, the way that I translate what you're saying in my brain is like, what was my why? So for me, like, I think it's obvious that I'm a very like aesthetically driven person. Like I like looking good, so that was one thing.
Yes.
But then also like I really love like the other day I went for my 40th. I went to Lake Eland with my husband.
Nice.
With my husband. And we were driving through Oroby Nature Reserve, and we saw a sign, hike to Hupu Falls.
Yeah.
And we just stopped the car and got out and hiked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing is, for me to do that when I was 120 Ks, I would have never done it. B, if someone had forced me to do it, I would have complained and suffered and you know, like, so the freedom that having a healthy body affords me is priceless, you know?
Yeah. I think when people, what I hear you say in a way now is very similar to why I stay healthy and try and keep a healthy lifestyle. It's that energy. For me, energy is key. Yeah. If I don't have energy and I can't live life to the fullest, life is so amazing. So if I can't do everything that life is offering me, then that in a way kind of frustrates me and I feel limited. I don't feel free. Yes. So it sounds like that's the same for you in a way, you know?
And also like it improves your relationship with your husband if you feel confident in yourself.
Yeah.
Like this is where people make the mistake as well with you have a lot of like pushback for people that decide to lose weight from body positivity community, where it's like a case of, it's because you don't love yourself. I don't want to look good for my husband. I want to feel like I look good for my husband.
Yes. Yeah,
does that make sense? There's a difference. It's me. I had an experience where I went to buy a dress for my brother's wedding when I was big, and like clothing stores literally did not carry dresses in the size that I was. And I remember like sitting down in the changing room and like bursting into tears, and my poor best friend was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? And like she was like, how can they not make dresses for people? And I'm like, you know, like, and I'm like, I was thinking to myself, what the hell? You know, I hate this. And I like hated it, and like I would hate getting dressed, and like the thing is I love clothes and I love expressing myself through clothing, and all of that got taken away from me. So when I feel myself sliding back to where I was or whatever, I reevaluate like what I want out of life, and then it brings me back to where I need to be.
Wow.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah. And do you find that in your head, because for me that is, and I mean, it's not like I've ever been very much overweight. I think the most I've ever been overweight is 10 kgs, and then that already is hard every time to come back from, you know. So I can only imagine 40, 50, I can only, like, that must be hard work. It takes a lot. But
that's another motivation factor. like not wanting to do that again.
No, it must be such hard work, because I just know 10 kgs, to gain and lose that, and that's already tough. It's, it takes a lot of discipline and determination. So for me, I kind of have this kind of scale of what I allow myself, because you have those moments, isn't it, as women as well. Sometimes you just feel, stuff it, or you stuff your face, or you just go through moments and you gain a bit. But I have a kind of a threshold thing that I look at, that I know, okay, if this happens, I'm now on that route again. I need to go down. Do you also have that? Is it with a scale or how the clothes fit? Is there a time for you now on this journey to keep that? Because, I mean, you've been maintaining it since 2012, and through a pregnancy, basically got it back again. So that's amazing. Is there something like that in your head where you go, okay, if I reach that sort of point, that's where I know, okay, need to go back a little bit again?
Yeah, I think for me, it really is the scale. A lot of people have a very turbulent relationship with the scale. Yeah. But for me, like, the thing is, actually, I wouldn't say it's a scale, it's data. Yeah. So I know for a fact what, I'm like the type of person that measures my ketones. It's data. So I'm the type of person that measures my blood glucose, my ketone levels. I do my blood work where I get my cholesterol done and that kind of thing, because I also had very scarily high cholesterol at one stage. Wow. When I was very big. And then measuring yourself, I measure my biceps, I do my body measurements, so also how your clothes fit. But I look at it as data, not as value. So I'm not more valuable when I'm smaller. Yeah. And I'm not less valuable when I'm bigger. But I'm more comfortable at a specific data point. Yeah. Yes, range. Exactly. And that's another thing, is like, people think to themselves, I want to weigh this amount, and if I go 2 Ks over, disaster. If I go 2 Ks under, disaster. But the truth is, you need to get yourself a weight range. Yes. Because Shark Week's gonna mess up your entire life otherwise, and your brain is gonna literally eat you alive. Yes. You know, so you have to understand that your weight is gonna fluctuate. Yes. And then also different times. Like I tend to always put on a bit of fluff in winter, because it's, I think everyone does. Just you just do, and like, it's fine, Yes. And then another thing is my training points. Like, I know if I drop the training, then things are gonna so I know where my sweet spots are. And then I also tend to, if I sway a little bit too far away, then I'll go onto I'll start counting the calories again. I'll, start checking everything again. And like, I think that is a fantastic tool. It's a tool to put yourself back on track. I don't believe in intuitive eating for weight loss. I believe in intuitive eating for living, because people have this misconception that healthy equals weight loss, and those two things are two very different things. They're two very different goals. If your goal is just to be healthy, you can be heavier and healthy. In fact, some people's set weight is heavier than they would like. Yeah. But if you want to be thinner, then it's a very different protocol to if you want to just be healthy. Yeah. So it's to me, it's all about data. Yeah, I agree with you. It's just kind of finding that balance and knowing where's your comfortable range, and if you stay kind of within that, then you're not going to go to the other side again. We have to do all of it all over. And you don't have to have fat jeans and skinny jeans. Exactly. Less clothes in your cupboard. It's easier and cheaper, Then one question that I have, and I'm sure people who watch this would have it as well, is, do you still use a personal trainer, or are you now at a point where you just train by yourself? Because I remember when I saw you last, you had your equipment and everything in your yard on your property, remember? And you were like, yes, I have a gym. Yeah. Yes, so do you still do it yourself, and you don't need a personal trainer? Are you now on your own? Yeah, no, well, actually, I've had a few different inclinations of trainers. With COVID, it's very difficult to go to the gym.
Yeah.
It's getting easier, but like with our smaller gyms, they still sort of insist that you wear a mask. And
it's not pleasurable at all.
I cannot run on a treadmill with a mask on it.
Nope.
Especially now that I live in like paradise, I'd rather just go like walk my dog and run on a treadmill with a friend.
Yes, yeah.
But I did have a personal trainer, like what do you call it? An online personal trainer for a while. Was Haley T-Rex from Haley Wright from Rise, and Jean. They both, Haley and Jean, coach for Rise. Haley owns it, and that is a fantastic group of girls. Haley is a South African champion bodybuilder. She's gone to world, all that kind of stuff. So is Jean. They're absolutely beautiful women. For where I am in my life at the moment, it was a bit too staunch for me because it's very, very focused on physique for bodybuilding. They do have lighter programs where it's just like, but I found myself getting very competitive.
Yeah.
And I was like, why the hell do I want to be a bodybuilder? I don't want to be a bodybuilder. I need to like just relax. You know what I mean? So I had to like take a little bit of a step back from that because it was like messing with my head.
Yes.
But they are fantastic, and I do think they do amazing stuff. And it's a fantastic community. So if you're starting out and you need support, I would actually say that is a good route to go.
To do, yeah.
Definitely, yeah. I find that I am disciplined enough to do what I need to do when I decide I want to do it. So there's that. But like, yeah, I do think you can do it by yourself, but you have to learn the difference between motivation and discipline.
Yeah. And what would you say is the difference between motivation and discipline?
Motivation, I think, is like more like an emotion. So it's like fleeting. So it'll like strike you when you're excited or amped or pumped about something. Whereas discipline is doing it even when you don't want to. So like Andy Frisella, like from First Form, does that 75 hard. I think that the thought pattern behind that is actually incredibly good, in the sense that he's like, in 75 hard you have to do 2 workouts a day, but they don't have to both be like really intense, but the one has to be outside and one has to be in, like one can be inside or outside, but one has to be outside. And the thought pattern behind that is the key to motivation versus discipline. Because if it's raining, the person who is disciplined will find a way to do it outside.
Yeah, true.
The person who is motivated won't. You know what I mean? Like always waiting for motivation won't, because they're not going to go be motivated to go run in the rain.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Whereas someone who's disciplined will do it because they feel that they have to.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
To reach the goal, you know. And that's the thing, is like doing something hard is a series of doing things you don't want to do.
Yeah,
you know, it's like it's not eating the ribs and chips at Spur when everybody is eating the salad and the small steak. You know what I mean? It's not, or the chicken or the fish, you know, it's not the, you know, it's not, it's doing things you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Because you want something better.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a very good, what is the saying with that? It's giving up the things that you want in the moment for the thing that you really want in the long term. Yeah.
Would you say that's a quote of yours, or do you have another quote that
yeah, my favorite quote is don't grow a wishbone where your backbone ought to be.
I like that. Yeah, I love it.
So
don't grow a wishbone where you should have a backbone. Is that it?
Yeah, don't grow a wishbone where your backbone ought to be.
I love that.
So basically, don't wish for what you should work for.
Yeah, you can wish for it, I think, but work for it as well. Wishing alone ain't going to do it, Wishing is like a visualization of what you want, but then going for it. If there's no action, then nothing's going to happen, Then it stays a wish.
I get.
Yeah.
And like also, if I could have like $50 for every time someone said to me, I wish I could do that.
Yes. You can just do it. Yes.
I wish I was as motivated as you. No. No. Don't wish, try.
Do. Yes.
And like also be prepared to like fall on your face like 7,000 times.
Yeah.
And like be prepared, like that's the other thing is like when you lose a lot of weight, you like feel pressurized in a way to like keep it off. And then if you don't, then you have this like feeling of like shame or, and you can't let those things control you. You've just got to keep going forward. You know what I mean? So like there will be times where you slip up and you fall backwards and you know what I mean? But like I said, like I've been saying throughout the whole thing is that it's not a race. It's a journey, so there's no, it's not like the Amazing Race. We have to get there in a time point and then you get a prize, It's not like that. Like every day is your prize. Every day is your,
Yes, it's a daily race.
Exactly. So, and like at the end, it's just for your own benefit, and hopefully maybe benefiting other people's lives through helping and inspiring them in some way,
Well, I think you definitely inspired me. So I'm sure whoever is going to watch this interview will be inspired by this. I think it's absolutely inspirational what you did. The weight loss is incredible. The way that you've kept it off, and even when you gained it with pregnancy, which is obviously normal, that you got it back and you got your lifestyle back. I mean, that is really, really inspirational. I'm so appreciative of you sharing it with me today. I love it.
Thank you. And thank you for having me. It means a lot.
It's a pleasure, Shanna. And you enjoy the coast while I just deal with pollen here in Johannesburg with the season change.
Yeah, there's a lot of plants here, dude. I'm just saying, like allergies at this time of year is like the struggle is real.
Well, you can't have it all. So
you and I both have that issue, right?
Well, you just look as if you don't, as if life is just very fun. So think of me when you're surfing or walking your dog.
Yes.
But thank you very much, Shanna.
Thank you, my darling.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Beyond the Brink with Marianne. If you have an inspiring story or you know of someone who has one, please contact me. You can find me on social media such as Facebook or Instagram, or email me directly,